Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Aimee here, and welcome to day 1 of Summerween. It is 12 o'clock, 12 a.m. Friday, July 3rd, as we speak. I am going to start a book. Since I am off tomorrow, I don't have to go to bed at a certain time. I don't have to make myself go to bed at a certain time. So we're gonna start the Read-a-thon with We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaver. I hear nothing but good things. I hear that it's super creepy, and that's what I'm in the mood for. I'm in the mood for creepy. And I also hear the audiobook is really good, so I already have that one downloaded and ready to go. So we're gonna listen and read along. I'm gonna try for like an hour. If I can get 30 minutes before I start falling asleep, that would be great too. Let's get this party started. July 3rd, first day of, Summerween, again, part 2. I ended up reading about 20 pages before I started to feel like I was falling asleep last night. So, not too shabby. I've been listening to it most of the morning while doing things around the house. It's currently 2:01. I'm on my way to my hair appointment right now. It was supposed to be at 1:30, but they moved it up to 2:30 because my girl was running behind. So we are on our way, but I did get to listen to a little bit of We Used to Live Here. And first of all, like, no, I'm not letting anybody in my house, especially if I'm home by myself. And I don't know these people. But anyway, these people do seem a bit on the creepy side. The more you get into the book, and the more, you know, they're conversing with Eve, they do seem a little bit creepy. And who does that? Who goes around and is like, can we come in? I used to live here when I was young. This was my childhood home. But anyway, it's good. I'm enjoying it so far. I might be about 60 so pages in. Not quite up to 100 pages, I don't think. All done. All fresh. I got a little bit of a trim. Not much. Just to kind of shape it up, because I've really been kind of enjoying it long. But we are all done, and it looks like it has rained a little bit. It's 5:02. I still have to go to the grocery store. I think I'm gonna treat myself to the strawberry Dubai chocolate cup from Crumble. So let's go do that. Okay, y'all, just got out of Crumble. I have a text message. So I had some reward points that could get me a free cookie. So I got their cornbread cookie. If you have a Crumble and they ever have a cornbread cookie and it's hot, oh my God, get it. It's delicious. And then this is also hot. The chocolate is hot. The strawberry Dubai chocolate cup from Crumble is out right now. So if you have a Crumble where you are at and these items are available, I highly recommend. So we have no electricity. Talk about Summerween. We've been out for a while now. Estimated time, the cats are running all over the place. Estimated time to come back on is like 10:30. It is currently 8:52, so I'm coming get my reading tablet. I'm like very close to not having any charge life left on my phone. So I'm coming get my tablet. I won't be able to listen to We Used to Live Here or read it because I don't want to use my battery too much. I just used it to my flashlight to come in here. We have other flashlights, but you know, we've been sitting outside. They have some solar lights happening. The rest of them are over here. But we were in the works of putting them on the steps right there. Fireworks are going off in the background. But we're hanging out outside because it's cool out here. So I'm gonna go put my feet in the water and do a little bit of reading. Let's see what the water feels like. Oh my God, it scared the crap out of me. Jeez, let's see what this pool water feels like. I feel like it's gonna be cold. Oh, it is. It's a little chilly. A little chilly. And let there be light. Back to normalcy. Y'all, I finally figured out this damn camera stand. Finally figured it out. I had to watch a video on what the hell, but we figured it out. Okay. Just want to give y'all an update. I hope y'all had a very happy 4th of July. We had a fun-filled day. We are day 3 of Summerween. It's Sunday, July 5th. It's actually 5:04 in the evening right now. It's been a very rainy, gloomy kind of day, which I'm not mad about. It's like perfect setting for Summerween. But I've been listening. I have about 45 minutes left on We Used to Live Here. I don't know how I feel about this book. I'm starting to feel like it was hyped up a little bit too much, in my opinion, because for the most part I stayed a little bit on the bored side. Then it would kind of pick up, and now I'm just kind of, and then a lot of times I kind of stayed more pissed off at the book than necessarily like freaked out or creeped out. And like I don't know, am I immune to things like this? I'm not sure. But here we are, 45 minutes left, and things have kind of just been twisting around, and I'm starting to get confused. So I would say like at this point, a 3.5 star would be a good rating for it. But we still have 45 minutes left, so I'm gonna keep listening, and I'm gonna get to work on my diamond art here. I have pretty much from here down done. I still have a section going this way that I'm currently working on, but for the most part the books are done. It's really pretty. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, I have finished We Used to Live Here. I gave it a 3.5 stars, 3.5, because the ending kind of left me like, and it was kind of like a WTF moment. But I'm still just like, I don't know how I like truly feel about it. But I'm gonna go with a 3.5 star, because I did get bored at times. I didn't really find it like creepy and horrifying, and I did like it. A three is good for me. It's like a, you know, in between. It was okay. But the gist of it, you know, Eve and her partner Charlie, they buy this house and this property. It's an older home, so, you know, kind of like a fixer-upper, so to speak. And one day this man and his family show up, and he's like, I grew up here, and I just want to show my family around. First of all, no. And then, you know, she's by herself. Absolutely not. So I don't know what was going through this girl's head, but that would have been a hard no for me. Hard pass. But anyway, lo and behold, she lets them in, and they just don't want to leave. It's like everything, like things kept happening to where they wouldn't leave. And I was just to a point where I was just hollering out loud, like, get the F out of this house. Things started to just get weird after that. And we get this ending, and I'm like, well, wait a second. Where did that come from? Why is this happening here? And then we have this in the ending. And I definitely wanted to get to the end to see what it was all about. And are we gonna get some answers? Which I don't feel like we absolutely know. We did not get any answers, but in my opinion, anyway. But here we are. So now I'm trying to figure out what I want to start listening to next. Okay, so this could have been for most of the prompts, except for, of course, read a book less than 250 pages. But this is a horror book, so read a horror/thriller book. I guess you can say I read it in the dark. I read it last night, but I had a TV on and a lamp on, so I could, you know, like read along to the audio. But other than that, it was dark. I don't know. It somewhat has pink on the cover. I mean, we could go there. So that's 3. What was the other one? Oh, New to Me author. I've never read from Marcus Kleiwer. Pretty much 4 prompts right there. I mean, if I wanted to, I could say this book could go for those, but we're only on the 3rd day, so we still have plenty of time to go. So we're gonna, you know, continue. I just don't know what I'm feeling. Do I want to like continue with like an author I have not read yet and do Charlie Donnelly? I do want to read this at some point. The other one I have is The Girl Who Was Taken, but this one just, I don't know why, this one just kind of calls out to me. Okay, this one is actually not available through my library, so we'll put this one on the back burner. This one, however, is available through my library and ready to be borrowed. There's a regular audio for it as well as a dramatized adaptation. Let's just do it. All right, just an update. I'm really enjoying The Girl Who Was Taken. I returned the dramatized adaptation audio. It's just too distracting. It was kind of like taking away from the story. So I returned that one, and then I borrowed just the regular audio from my library, and I'd much rather that. And I mean, I'm not very far in. I'm only on chapter 7, I think. Yeah, chapter 7, 62 pages in. But I'm really loving it. So in the beginning, we get sort of like a little prologue, if you will. It doesn't say prologue, but we get a little story about these two girls getting taken, and one of them returns. So yeah, now we're kind of like going back in time and getting to know these girls separately. We're also following, I think her name is Lizzie. She is one of the girls that have been abducted. She's her older sister, Livia. Livia is Nicole's older sister. Nicole's one of the girls that was taken. I'm really enjoying Livia's chapters as well, because she is like a medical examiner, like a forensic medical examiner. So I thought that was really cool. So just really good so far. But I think I'm going to start a book in the dark. I'm just gonna read the prologue. Debbie talked me into this. Well, she didn't have to, you know, twist my arm or anything. She had already told me about it, and I knew about this book, but I kind of forgot about it over the years. So Stolen Tongues. This is by Felix Blackwell. Debbie told me that I need to at least just read the prologue, because, you know, I was telling her I'm looking for that creep factor, and I don't really know where to go to get it. And she's like, you need to read Stolen Tongues. So I downloaded it on my tablet. It's available through Kindle Unlimited. So we're gonna read the prologue in the dark. Now I say in the dark, but I'm leaving the TV on. I'm gonna cut my lamp off, but I'm leaving the TV on because I'm a scaredy cat. So let's do it. Creepy, and nothing really happened. It was just creepy. I don't even know how to explain that. I don't know who's talking. I didn't see a name anywhere, but he and his friend Colin basically were very attached to Colin's pet parrot, which they named Carrot. And Carrot was very, very smart, and would learn, like she learned over the years, you know, faces, got familiar with faces and sounds and things like that, and phrases that she would say. And years later, whoever we're hearing from and his girlfriend Faye were like pet sitting for Colin and his maybe wife, I don't know, or maybe they were both married, I'm not sure. I don't really remember that specific part. I was more focused on Carrot the parrot, because I was like, oh my god, if anything happens to this parrot, I'm shutting it down. I'm not reading this book at all. But yeah, while they were there pet sitting, just incidents started to happen in the middle of the night, he would go down to check and see what the fuss was about, and could never see anything. But the animal certainly saw something. And then I think his girlfriend sensed something. Very creepy. Let me know in the comments if you read Stolen Tongues. I don't know if I want to read it in the dark though. Hello, good morning y'all. It is Tuesday, July 7th. Oh, I forgot my book. But oh, excuse the way I look this morning. I haven't done anything with myself yet. But I got in my new AirPods, so I thought I would share. I'm so excited. I need to set them up. It's gonna be a super busy day, so I'm gonna put my book in my ear and get to work, because yeah, there's a lot going on today. I haven't been at work since last Wednesday. About the same size as my other ones. Engraving is free if you order from the Apple website. Here we go. Super excited. Here, Aimee, play with that. Okay, now I gotta hook them up. Debbie and I are supposed to go to Barnes & Noble's later, so some new books have came out and I want to get my hands on them. So yeah, and of course y'all gonna come along with us. Or all afternoon, not all day. And it just started raining, and I was like, oh, perfect weather for Summerween. I have about 2 hours left, I think, of The Girl Who Was Taken. Really good, but I possibly think I might have figured out who it is. Who is the taker, I think. Possibility. But we'll see. I still have 2 hours to go. But I got my new AirPods in today, and it's really weird. Let's go back in, because so I've mentioned before, I'm very hard of hearing. So I got these, the AirPod Pro 4s, I think. And you know, they have hearing aids in them. I only have, it's 3:54. I only have a few minutes left of work, so I need to clock out in a minute. But yeah, so I've been like playing around with them all day as I'm listening to the book, and I did like the whole hearing test thing, and it told me I had moderate hear loss. So I have it on hearing aid mode right now, and it's just so, it's actually a little intense because I've never heard so many of these sounds all around me before. So it's kind of like having hearing aids in, I guess. And it says to try to wear them as often as possible, so the AirPods can adjust to your hearing and you can adjust to what you're hearing, because it's going to be a little overwhelming maybe at first. But it's so weird. I'm hearing things I've never heard before. So if you're wondering if the hearing aid mode in these things works, I would say yes. I think my husband's home. I heard the door. I've never heard the door. That is so weird. That's so weird. Okay. So yeah, I'll keep y'all posted on how these go, and I'll keep y'all posted on the book. Like I said, I have 2 hours and 3 minutes, so we'll see. It's really good though. I'm really enjoying it.
us. We're walking back to the car. We both ended it with one book after all that time, but it was fun. We had a good time. I ended up with just...
We picked up a lot of books.
We did.
We were holding a lot of books.
I just got Tempting Venom. Yeah. Oh, I want to call it Sweet Venom for some reason. That's the first book, right? And Debbie got her limited edition copy of Dark Matter, which is really good. I have finished The Girl Who Was Taken, and I am excited to say that this is definitely a 5-star for me. This was so much fun. Never saw it coming. I had my guesses. Like I had like 2 guesses. I was like, it's gonna be this person or it's gonna be this person. But no, I was all wrong. Completely wrong. Never even crossed my mind what happened in the end, or I guess who was the taker, although it's a lot complicated than just someone being someone being took. Excellent read. This is my first Charlie Donnelly, so I'm super excited, and I'm excited to read more from this author. So yeah, this is book 2 that we have completed for Summerween. And we are on the second to last day. It is July 8th. Wednesday. I'm all lost because I was off on Monday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. I have an idea of what I'm gonna start next. But anyway, so as it says on the back, 2 abducted girls, 1 who returns and 1 who doesn't. And so we kind of go back in timelines as we figure out what happened to the girl that actually came back and then the one that didn't. I don't want to give too much away about it, and also it is complicated. There's a lot of like crossing going on, you know, who knew who and who was friends with who, where these 2 girls fit in at as far as, you know, how they were, how do I want to say it, how they I don't know how I want to say it. I guess it's like, why are these 2 girls missing? What about their abduction is similar? Is it similar? That kind of thing. So yeah, we mostly follow Olivia, who is Nicole's sister. So Nicole is one of the girls that went missing, and then we have Megan McDonald. Nicole Cuddy and Megan McDonald they both went missing. Megan McDonald escaped and was able to return home. We mostly follow Olivia. Now Olivia, as I said, is Nicole's sister, and she is also a medical examiner or a medical pathologist. She examines, you know, the dead bodies, so to speak. And, you know, it weighs on her mind about her sister because her and her sister, not that they didn't have a good relationship, but she kind of blew her sister off the last time she talked to her, because she knows her sister's, you know, complicated. She's a little bit of a mess, and, you know, Olivia's in school trying to complete her residency and didn't want to mess with, you know, she didn't want any of that on her plate. and then Nicole goes missing. So, you know, she's got a little bit of guilt there, and still in the back of her mind trying to figure out what happened. But what triggered her in-depth search was a body that came to her table. And I think that's as much as I can tell you about this story. And then we, you know, like, as I said, we have timelines, so we go back in time to when, basically when and how it all got started. And there's a lot packed in there. It's a big book. And like I said, there's a lot packed in there, but you need to know all the things. And it definitely kept me interested, trying to put all the pieces together, because there are a lot of pieces to that puzzle. But I loved every minute of it. So much fun. 5 stars. So yeah, this will be under author that I have not read from before. I did not have this one on my list, Agatha Christie's, and then there were none, because there's only like 233 pages to this book. And this book is one that I had actually pulled from my TBR jar. 1 in 4 by Lucinda Berry is 254 pages. I was going to do that one because I mean 4 extra pages is nothing. And it does have a little bit of pink on the cover, but I think I'm gonna do this one as my read a book less than 250 pages. I'm a little scared that I'm not gonna like this. I'm a little scared it's gonna be like just a mediocre type thriller, but this is supposedly like the OG, you know? So we're gonna give it a go. But anyway, that's what's happening today. And yeah, I'll let y'all know how it goes. Hopefully we can get this one and another book in before Summerween is over. Okay, I don't think I can do it. And I had a feeling, you know, I want to say like old-timey. I'm hardly even paying attention. I'm like thinking, it's going on in my ear, and I'm looking up what other books I could replace this one with. So I'm not even listening to it. I consulted with ChatGPT to help me with something, I don't know, something enticing for me to read that's less than 250 pages. And we're gonna go with Comfort Me with Apples, and I'll let y'all know how it goes. Michael made us a HelloFresh meal, and I'm working on some diamond art while I listen to this. I'm almost done. It's very weird. Okay, I finished Comfort Me with Apples. I'll put a picture of it here. No, just no. 1 star. 1 star. It's very short though. The audiobook was only 3 hours. I think if you physically read it, I think it's like 95 pages. It was a what the heck did I just read kind of book, but in a bad way. You know, I like a good what the hell did I just read, but this was not that. This was just like, what was that? And no, it was sort of like a morbid retelling of, or a morbid tale, I guess I should say, of Adam and Eve, but it just does not include Eve. But she's mentioned. And that's all I have to say about it. It's just a no. But hey, you know, that happens when we read new things. So I'm gonna start listening to The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry. This has been on my list for a while. I don't know why I didn't think about it when I was like pulling books from my shelf or even from my tablet. Like, it's just been sitting there and I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? So it's one of those Kindle Unlimited's read and listen. So the audiobook is available with the Kindle Unlimited. So I am going to go ahead and start that right now while I clean the kitchen. Michael made us a delicious HelloFresh meal. So it's my job to clean up because I don't like to cook. I'd rather him cook it. But sometimes I cook them, but he's better at it and he likes it. So I do the cleaning. I'm good at cleaning. I like cleaning. So I'm gonna go do that while I start The Perfect Child. And yeah, I don't know. I think this is fairly short. It's only like an 8-hour audiobook. Hey y'all, back for an update. It is 10:52. It's the last day, July 9th, of Summerween. So I'm wearing my shirt again. I did wash it, but I want to get the most usage out of it during Summerween. And I've only worn it that one time, so I figured I'd wear it today for the last day. I am, let me see, I'm not sure what page I'm on as far as that goes for The Perfect Child. Okay, it's making me very anxious because the child is pissing me off. It's giving baby teeth. I don't know if y'all read that one. I highly recommend it. It is a good book, but it's this like the same kind of thing, just an evil child, and she's playing with both the parent figures, like playing them against each other, and it's pissing me off. Janie is the child, so she is not their biological child. Hannah is a nurse and Christopher is a doctor. So Christopher actually treated her. So they of course have a strong bond, and when they were talking about fostering, they didn't think that, you know, she should stay in their care because they knew how she was. But yeah, it's giving me baby teeth, but in baby teeth, that is their actual like biological daughter. This is not the parent's biological daughter. It's giving me anxiety. I don't like when like a child like that is manipulating and coming between the husband and the wife. I don't like it at all. But anyway, that's what makes a good story sometimes. It's a bit later in the day. It's almost 5 o'clock. I have a little over an hour left of The Perfect Child. Y'all, this book is like, I don't know. I've stayed like pissed off the entire time with this book and just hollering out loud. So many things have happened that goes against my, it's definitely at least coming down a half a star, just because an animal was harmed in this book. So it's definitely going down a half a star. I don't know what it's going to be, whether it's going to be like it's going to be a 5-star, it's getting a 4.5 star, because I just feel like that's unnecessary. Why do we have to include that? That's just, no, I don't like it. And I knew when a certain part happened that's what was gonna go down eventually. Anyway, just want to point that out in case you are sensitive like me. It's talked about, but it's not gruesomely described to where I had to shut it completely down. Also, I'm liking the book too much and I want to know what happens to completely shut it down, so therefore it gets a half a star less than what I would normally rate it. So, but I don't know how I'm feeling at this point. I don't know. I'm leaning on 5 stars, so that means it's gonna be a 4.5. But like, we still have an hour to go, and I'm not quite sure where this is going. I'm a little flabbergasted at where we're at right now, and having an hour left, and in the situation that we're left in at this point, I have no idea where Miss Lucinda Berry is going to go with this. It's really good, I will say that. It's really, besides that little minor detail, and it's very minor, but it's there, and we're getting told about it. Of course my battery's gonna die, but anyway, just want to let y'all know where I was at, and I'll probably continue later this evening, try to finish it today so we can wrap up this vlog this evening. Not an ad, but these are the HelloFresh enchiladas, and these are the toppings. They're really good. We've already had these before. Like I said, not an ad, but we really love HelloFresh. Alright, y'all, let's wrap up this Summerween. I have the physical books here that I read for Summerween, and of course, I'll put them up. The ones that I don't have physically, I'll put them up here somewhere. So, of course, we started Summerween with We Used to Live Here. This is by Marcus Cleaver. I think it's Cleaver. I apologize if that is incorrect as well. I look like a hot mess. I ended up giving this a 3.5 star. This just did not hit for me. This is very popular on Book Talk. It's very hyped up. It was okay. I don't regret reading it for sure. I'm glad I did read it. It's under my belt now. I did listen to it. The audio is really good. I will give it that. But for the most part, I feel like I was left a little bit bored, and I was a little confused. I was like, well, is any of this real? Like what's really happening? And then the ending really kind of threw me off a little bit. But anyway, we have Eve and Charlie, and they have purchased a home that is basically like a little fixer-upper. It's an older home. And then one day a man and his family show up, and he tells her that he grew up here and he wanted to show his family where he grew up. Could they come in and take a look at the house? First of all, no. Absolutely not. But here we are, lo and behold, she lets them in, and they do not leave. I was screaming at this book a lot, like, get out of the house. You don't belong here. Get out. But in the end, like I said, most of the in the middle part, I found myself kind of my mind wandering off a little bit. So that means I was a little bored with it. Try to get back on track. I kept rewinding and going back and see if I missed anything, because things started to get a little confusing. And then the ending right there at the end, and that just made me even more confused. So I'm just like, I don't know if I can get this any more than a 3.5 star. Then I moved on to Agatha Christie, and then there were none. I ended up DNFing this one, and I feel so horrible about that. It's if you like classic mysteries, this is the way to go. But it was very old-timey, and I'm just not an old-timey type of reader. It was basically just noise in the background, and I don't even remember how far I got when I was just like, okay, I need to move on. We're not gonna waste our time. Before I jumped into that one though, I did listen to The Girl Who Was Taken. This is by Charlie Donnelly. This was a 5 star for me. Absolutely loved it. This was also my first Charlie Donnelly, and I can't wait to read more from this author, because I was told how good this author's writing was, and I loved this book. So we have two young girls that were taken right freshly out of high school on their way to college. Well, one of them for sure was. I'm not sure about the other one. We have Megan and Nicole. Nicole was not a very likable character. I did not like her in the beginning. And then Megan is like your kind of girl next door. Smart. She had, like goals that she wanted to achieve. She was heading off to college, and they were both taken. Or should I say they both went missing, disappeared. And both of their disappearances, what do they have in common? Do they have anything in common? Megan ended up finding her way out, and she returned to the world as, like the girl who was taken and has returned to us. A book was written telling her story, but there's a lot more behind that. But Nicole never returned. So what happened to Nicole? Is she still out there? And that's where we mostly follow Olivia, who is Nicole's sister. And Olivia is a what do you call them? A medical examiner, a pathologist, I believe. And one day, she's still doing her residency. She has a body on her table, and this person is connected to Nicole. So this is when her wheels start turning, and she's like, okay, I have to see if I can find my sister. So we follow her through the process of looking for Nicole. And then we also have like a timeline going back to like the day before they were taken, the week before they were taken, or you know, something like that. So we're going back before and we're learning more about Megan and Nicole and where they stood in their lives and how they relate to each other. And let me just tell you, I thought I knew. I had two suspects in mind, and neither one of them I did not see it coming at all. I was flabbergasted, just like, what? So I really enjoyed the whole process of this book. I had a great time, and the audio is really good too. So after I failed with And Then There Were None, I was looking for another sort of novella or short story or something that was less than 250 pages to meet that prompt. So I came across Comfort Me with Apples, and this one always intrigued me. I never knew what it was about. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't really know what it was about, but I was always intrigued by it. I kind of liked the cover. It was really cool. This was 1 star for me, mainly because I finished it. I made it through. This was definitely a WTF kind of book, but in a bad way. I was just like, what was that? And what was the point of that? It was basically sort of a morbid tale of Adam and Eve, but Eve is long gone and we have someone else in her place named Sophia or Sophie. But yeah, while I was out, and I did listen to this audiobook is really good. I'll give it that. And then I did end my Summerween with a banger, even though I'm knocking down a half a star because there is animal abuse in it. I don't like that in my books. I just don't. I don't think it's necessary. I know it happens, and I understand that, and I know it's out there, but I don't want to read about it. So I knocked it down a half a star, but that's The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry. Very good read. The audiobook was also fantastic. Just an amazing story, and I'm still like we got to the ending, and I feel like there's more to the story, which there is. There's actually a second book, and as well as like a little novella that goes along with the story. We have Christopher and Hannah. Christopher is some sort of surgeon, and Hannah is a nurse. Good people all around. A young girl is brought into the hospital and is put in Christopher's care to do surgery, like some sort of bone reconstruction on her. So you can tell like she was possibly abused, although I'm wondering about that as well. So yeah, sort of an abusive child trauma to the child. So there's that in there. Check your triggers before you go into this book, possibly. So yeah, she's put under his care, and her name is Jamie. She's 6 years old at the time. They think she's a toddler because she doesn't really speak well, if at all. She's very timid. Long story short, they decide, Christopher and Hannah decide to go ahead and, I guess, adopt her. She was placed under their care as far as like emergency fosters because she didn't have anywhere to go after she was released from the hospital. So they took care of her and then decided to raise her as their own. But let me just tell you, Janie she's a manipulative little shit. And like I said, the ending kind of leaves it open to possibilities. I didn't feel like the ending was crisp and clear. It just, you know, kind of faded out a little bit. So I'm anxious to get to the next book. I think I will be doing that in the near future, as well as a novella. Yeah, I ended it with a banger. It was really good. I'll give it that much. If it wasn't for that particular era, it would have been a 5-star. As far as the prompts go, I do want to mention another book because I did read A Book in the Dark. Not a full book. I read the prologue of Stolen Tongues, and this is by Felix Blackwell. I already borrowed the audiobook from my library, so it's ready to go. I want to continue this, but I read the prologue per Debbie's request, and it was creepy AF for sure. I'm not sure what it was about. It was kind of like a weird way to start a book. I'm not sure where that's gonna go, but we're talking about a guy and I guess his girlfriend are house sitting, and the guy has known, like, this is like his longtime friend and I guess his wife, and they go out of town and they go to house sit, and they have this parrot called Carrot that they've been having for years, and he talks about the parrot. Yeah, the parrot knew what was up. It was creepy. So that's all I got for you. I don't know where that was going as far as the story goes, but a really creepy prologue. So that was my read a book in the dark. Even though I did sort of read We Used to Live Here in the dark a little bit, I was listening to the audio one night in bed and reading along, if you want to call it reading in the dark. I had my lamp on, I think, so I could read along. So yeah, that was my read a book in the dark. As far as like the second prompt, read a thriller or horror, all of these can be considered thriller or horror. Read a book less than 250 pages. I tried with this one, but somewhat succeeded with Comfort Me with Apples, even though it was just a 1-star. Read a book with pink on the cover. That was definitely The Perfect Child. Lastly, read a book by an author, a new to you author, which I had two. So we have Marcus Clewer, as well as Charlie Donnelly I have not read from. So I was really excited to read some new authors. I definitely will be reading some more from Charlie Donnelly. I do want to read The Caretaker by this author, because I hear Debbie told me that she did prefer that one over this one, so I do want to see what that one's about. That one's also very popular on BookTok. But that's it. That's what we have for Summerween. I had a great time. I hope you also had a great time. Let me know in the comments what you read. Thank y'all so much as always for watching and following along. Take a little break from vlogging, but we will get back into it. I do have some other ideas I want to do for vlogs, so more to come. But yeah, until then, I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye y'all.